Andrew McCarthy is interested in more than just a good... Listen, he's having no trouble...
Could you say it again?
He feller in the white...
On your screen.
Said earlier, Steve,
It's simple for...
Program on therapeutic fiber.
Head to Broadway by way of football, boxing,
Good morning, my darlings, and welcome to Good Morning, Darlings. My name is Monsieur Des, and I'm the reason you can't wear white after Labor Day. I'm super excited. It is the first week of December, and that means it's already Christmas. So, get your packages ready. I'm so excited. This is my pink Santa look, and by that I mean I'm Christmas Barbie. And by that I mean I had this wig and I had this outfit, and I thought I'm gonna wear it because it feels like Christmas and it's my fucking show. Anyway, but look, it's gonna fucking snow. I'm wearing nails. I never wear nails. I love it. I feel so... That's what cheap plastic sounds like. So, let's address the elephant in the room, and I don't mean my big ass pussy. So this wig, I posted about it on Facebook about 2 weeks ago, and it is my gas station wig, because what happened was, this is the stunningly gorgeous lace front, because I'm stunningly gorgeous. But I got this stunningly gorgeous lace front from a website that'll remain unnamed until they decide to sponsor me. And so I got it because I had another one in like blue teal. I don't know if you've seen that photo shoot of me where I'm in like a pink dress and stuff, and it's an updo. You should have. It's on the bumper of this video. But I really love the cut. And then I got bored one day and cut layers into it and made it this cute little long version of Eddie Munson's hair, but like teased out and glam. Well, I wanted to do the same for this because last week's episode when we filmed with Devin, I wore that monster hair, which doesn't make a lot of sense if I'm going to go out clubbing and get into trouble. So I took this wig, I went into Dollar Tree, I got some kitchen shears for $1, and let me tell you, honey, don't. You might as well cut your food with quarters because those scissors are fucking awful. So I hacked away at this wig because it is a lace front, and I wanted to add bangs because last week I didn't draw on eyebrows because it was cold and I wanted to make sure I had my little winter hat on. So what happened was I was chopping away at it in my car in the Dollar Tree parking lot. I was like, well, I need gas before I go to this arts festival I wanted to go to. So I went to the QT because I'm a QT, and I was there outside my car getting gas and chopping away at my wig. And this lady in her Tahoe pulls up and is getting gas like way over away. And she's just looking at me. I would look at me too because I'm in this short ass dress chopping away at a wig in a parking lot using my car window. So she comes, come here. And I put my gas up, and you know, when a stranger at a parking lot yells at you to come there, obviously you do it because she had a car. So I go over there, and she opens the hatchback, and she pulls out her scissor equipment and starts cutting layers into this wig and the back because she said I was fucking it up. She's like, I don't know what you did to it, but you made it mad, and then just started doing it. And yeah, I went parked downtown, was going to go to Luminaria, walked 2 blocks and was like, fuck this, it's cold, got in. I went to Rebecca Creek Distillery and saw my beloved friends performing. It's stunning and hilarious. I love them so much. And then I went to my new favorite dance bar, Be Kind and Rewind in San Antonio. It is downtown. It is where the Fuddruckers used to be. We waited 45 minutes in line. It was worth it. The bar is so stunning. You need to go see it. It's great. I love it. I will finally get to achieve my dream of being on a dance floor dancing to Blue Monday by New Order because that is one of my all-time favorite songs, evident by the fact that I learned to play it on guitar. But yeah, it was very fun. I hope y'all's Thanksgiving was lovely, even though that was like 2 weeks ago now, but it was fierce festive. I would also like to say that coming up sometime, there will be the auntie edition of this show because I need to make a video or an episode that my aunts can watch because over Thanksgiving we were talking about, what are you working on? I was like, oh, I'm doing shows, but I also have a podcast, but y'all can't listen to it. As evident by Tundra talking about Taste and Blood. she has gone viral on TikTok because I posted that little clip. And by viral, I mean like I got over 1,000 likes as of when we're recording this video. But yeah, she's going to be known as My Little Vampire. But that's wild and that's crazy. And I think that's what you missed on Glee. I hope you're getting into this gig, Mama. Fashion Nova, baby. And you might be like, Fashion Nova, that's cheap. And I'm like, you show right. But if you know how to shop correctly, you can make anything look expensive. Speaking of expensive, we spared no expense getting this guest here. I love him so much. Our first cis male. They exist, ladies and gentlemen. I got one in captivity and I'm so excited. I can't wait to pick his brain about carburetors and sports. And I would say the G-spot, but he doesn't know nothing about that. But let me get our guest. Ta-da! Hello.
Hi.
Good morning.
How are you?
Welcome. Victor Mendoza, my darling.
Hello. I had known nothing about sports, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Oh, me neither. Not really.
Not a fan. I felt like I was forcing myself to get involved into liking sports just because of like, you know, like you have friends, a bunch of friends are into sports and all that stuff. And by all means, that's awesome. You know what I mean? I'm glad that you like sports.
Gives
But
them something to live for.
I was always a gamer.
Oh, well, that's there's digital sports.
Sure. But I'm also not competitive like that. I'd rather I want to be good for me, not good for anyone else.
I feel that. If you're not having fun, what's the point? I'm the same way.
Yeah. Carburetors, no, I'm too young. Never really got to mess with those either. I was an aircraft mechanic for a while, though.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
You just skipped a few levels to flying cars.
Pretty much. I mean, it's nothing like a car. Like, I know more about airplanes than I do cars. Like, if somebody's asking me to work on a car, I still look at it like
Where's
a puzzle.
the prop?
Yeah, like, I don't know what I'm looking at here. I did sheet metal, and then everything I ever did involved, like, big planning in front of me. So I always had, like, a guide in front of me no matter what.
That's how I get dressed every morning. Or at least to look like this.
Your YouTube video, everything, right?
Baby. Oh, no, that's for the OnlyFans.
Okay. Well, yeah, I love that restaurant.
Okay.
How
long have you...
I like the David Bowie thing you got going on.
Thank you so much. Something subtle.
Yeah.
Rest in pieces, Mr. Bowie.
Amen.
Or if you went down there, we love you.
It's a good chance.
Okay. It's fine. Only the good die. Oh, you know, he was old. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay, work.
Very old.
I guess he was... Nah.
He was pickled. He made it a long time.
That's fine. If you do that many drugs, you're just like solidified. Yeah. Like Slash looks the same.
Yeah, he's not aging at all. Unless he's like a mall Santa and they just keep replacing him with another person.
Okay, well, I do know a little bit about wiggatry, and that's not a hard wig to fake.
Yeah, I mean, sunglasses, hat, wig.
You could literally sew the wig into the hat.
Yeah.
Like just tracks.
Yeah. Just tracks.
No, literally. Like you can just take the hat and just glue pieces of hair around it, and so when you put it on, it looks like you've got a full wig.
Just like buying a Slash wig from a Halloween store.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Slash, come on the podcast. We've got some investigative journalism to do to find out if you're you.
Or whoever plays Slash.
Okay, the artist formerly known as Slash.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's now /.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I got no more puns on that one.
Oh, baby. When he twerks, he uses his /. I could go all day.
Yeah. Well, no, I thought /, but it's just kind of like looking back at the old dead ones, I guess.
Oh,
yeah.
Rest in pieces.
Easter rabbit.
How have you been?
I have been worse. I'm doing great, actually. Staying busy. I really am. I got a lot on the plate, but I'm kind of, instead of like stacking my plate, I'm laying everything out in front of me so I can kind of at least see what is next and what I could pick off of.
I just believe in dumping them in the trough and going ham.
Yeah, no, I do that, but my throat can't handle as much as yours. So, let's see, I have the toy drive coming up.
That's what I was going to say. Tell me about DubXL.
So we have DubXL. DubXL Comedy was formerly known as BMP, which was Big Mac Productions. Shout out Fred.
Fred, you're going to come on here.
Yeah.
One way or the other.
Yeah. You need a wider camera.
He can borrow my dress. It's fine.
I'm sure. He's worn one before. He did time in prison. Those gowns can open up.
Same.
Yeah. Same?
Oh.
Moving forward. Yeah.
So
DubXL comedy. We wanted to put on shows. Somewhere just kind of like we wanted to get away from bars. Is kind of what the ideal was, because a bar show, as fun as they are, can be kind of counterproductive for growth in the art of comedy. Mm-hmm. So we did start out at a coffee shop, and then we moved to Rebecca Creek, and it's been over a year now that we've been doing shows
and
there.
I've seen you at both places. I saw you at the coffee shop.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you did go to one of those first. It was like we did 2 there, and then Rebecca Creek Distillery, amazing. Shout out to them for that.
Stunning.
Yes.
Amazing.
And I know Pat's done time there too. I think that show, as many people as it was, man, we had to pull the laughter out at first. But everyone did good. Everyone did great, except for me.
Interesting crowd.
It is. It's a different, versatile crowd there. That place is a tour. It's for tours. I wanted to call it a tourist trap, but not necessarily.
It's in fucking Uganda.
Yeah.
But it's worth it.
Yeah. It is. It's nice. A lot of people use that place for like photo opportunities.
Oh yeah, it looks like baby Fredericksburg.
Yeah.
Like if you took all the nice places where you take pictures there, all there, that's what it looks like. And green, very much like green.
Yes, green, old Bromfels. The thing that's funny about that is you get there and it does kind of feel like you're performing at like someone's ranch. Right? Like, just kind of like, right? And then you just go a little bit out there, and then there's the highway and busyness of like a new growing area.
Oh, it's wild because you like on the way there, you're like, where the fuck is this? And then you park and you're like, where the fuck am I?
Yeah.
I went in what I wore in last week's episode with this wig and the tiny little dress and these cute little shoes.
The Valero wig that you found, right?
Fuck off, bitch. QT, please.
Oh, yeah. No, I love
Just because they have the liquid Jolly Rancher. I'm still not over them getting rid of the mini buttermilk pies, but we'll move on.
But those egg rolls, though.
I don't eat egg rolls. I don't like vegetables.
Okay. There's hardly any in there.
Or eggs.
There's nothing nutritional about them anyways.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't make it better. It's got some sort of health benefit.
Fair.
I like their corn dogs. And I'm obsessed with their little, the little... breaded stick filled with steak and cheese.
I haven't tried it.
It's so good.
You mean taquito?
Yeah.
There you go. Breaded stick.
Words are hard.
It's okay. Mexican words are harder.
Taquito.
Taquito.
I can say it.
Yeah, I know, but like doing
remember.
one though. Mm.
Bitch. But no, so you've got ADD brain.
Yeah, absolutely. I do have that. I do talk about that a lot too. But yeah, no, DubXL comedy was something like that. We are actually expanding in January. We've got a few little test shows coming out in December. So what I will say is that it's we got one at a restaurant over in the Quarry area.
Stunning.
Yeah. And then we have a new location in Laredo.
Okay.
It's called Average Joe's, bigger area. We're looking to see what kind of shows that we're going to be doing there. And ideally, hopefully, like a run. So if comics are traveling, it's only a 2-hour difference between here and Laredo, they now will have a show in Laredo and in San Antonio.
If you've never driven to Laredo, it is 2 hours, but it feels like 4.
It does.
Because it's so flat.
It is. It's boring. It's
hot.
Flat.
Laredo's so hot. I love it.
It's 90 degrees there now.
It's one of my favorite places to visit just because I like going downtown and I have a lot of friends there. But it's so fucking hot. The first time I was ever there was in September, and I like staying at this hotel downtown that's haunted because it used to be a hospital, but it looks very old Hollywood, so it's very like glam, and I'm very into the aesthetic.
Yeah, it does have like that old there is some like Lost in Time vibe there for some reason.
But it was hot as fuck in the rooms with air conditioning and a fan on.
No, there's nothing you can do about it there. Apparently, the locals there that's one of the things that's like kind of what it's known for. Like
no, and somebody said that's why it's got the nickname Satan's Asshole, and I'm like,
oh. I was thinking for other reasons. Just I haven't seen them yet.
Well. But it explains why Fred's so mean. I'd be mad too, bitch.
He's actually friendly compared to the rest of the people there. A lot of the comics there, no offense, I love most of y'all. It's just most. I love all of y'all. I do. But I've heard y'all say fuck you to the crowd more than enough times to be like, is that normal? Like, you know what I mean? Like, is that just kind of like the vibe there? Like, if you tell the crowd fuck you anywhere else, they'd get kind of mad about it. But in Laredo, they're kind of like, when's he going to tell me to fuck off? It's just a
That's
different
weird.
vibe, right? It's a different vibe.
I love to do the fuck you, I thought it was funny, and then go away when they don't laugh at something.
Yeah.
But that's just in general because I have bad taste.
Yeah.
So y'all have a toy drive.
We do have a toy drive, yes. So DubXL's doing the a toy drive for benefiting St. PJ's Children's Home. And what drove me to want to do that was, for one, growing up at my mom's house, she made it a daycare. And later on, she was actually pushing. She never actually succeeded at this, but she was pushing at trying to make it a foster home. And both my parents, they're sick. They're not in the best shape they're gonna be in. But I wanted to honor that foster home orphanage care thing, but at least still doing what I do now. And two, I had overheard through some friends and some clients of mine that they had to remodel recently. And with times the way they are, I was like, well, they have to be at least having some trouble recovering since then. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, let's do something to benefit them. And the whole time too, doing this and promoting the show that for the toy drive, they didn't even know up until a couple weeks ago.
Aww.
So they found out. One of them reached out to me and called me and just kind of wanted to just say thank you. They wanted to thank Upstage Comedy Lounge, who's going to be having us do that there. And they just were but they wanted us to know one thing is it's not entirely just kids. So most of them are teenagers, and I understand that. It's kind of hard. Not as many, and they're not there for a long period of time. They're there for about a month. And then they do this rotation, so they're just kind of more fostering than anything else. So, as far as if anyone is interested, wanting to donate any kind of supplies, toys, or objects, they wanted us to think about teenagers just as much as we would for children. So it doesn't have to be just toys or puzzles or anything like that. So clothes, hygiene. For the men, they like their little gamer stuff, their hoodies, their sports stuff. Give them a carburetor, I guess, if they want to learn how to do that early. And then, for the ladies, hygienic products, there's tons. And the lady over the phone even told me, she goes, if you have fake eyelashes, I said I don't, but I know someone that has a ton. So we could find out. And then even the glue, even just
Oh yeah,
yeah,
cosmetics,
makeup, and then of course just generic, if any underwear or anything like that has to be brand new, but the rest of the clothes they want lightly used. No weapons or even toy weapons.
Yeah.
So no Nerf guns or fake bows and arrows, anything that shoots projectiles and stuff like that. So that was kind of interesting to hear and to talk about that. There was, for one, mostly teenagers. That sucks. You know what I mean? We know it's hard being a teenager.
And it can only be exacerbated by this situation.
Yeah. So, they're probably not even going to be, they're going to be grateful, but they won't show it just because that's how teenagers are today. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. It's something they'll remember.
Yeah. And then I still wasn't sure if they were going to allow, having some of the kids there. At the event itself, so I was always kind of treading careful with well, what kind of show is this going to be? There's plenty of comics out there that don't have a problem being clean, but then there's some that do.
Yeah,
but they won't be there. A couple of the employees will be kind of showing up,
stunning.
But you can say whatever, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
You can complain about work if you want to.
Okay, and what's the date and time?
December 11th at Upstage Comedy Lounge at 7 p.m.
So if I'm not mistaken. Oh, no, that would be next. Just December 11th.
It's a Sunday.
Yeah.
It's a
I
Sunday.
thought it was going to be this weekend, from when we release this, but I don't think so. I think it's the weekend after, because this will be the first week of December.
So I want to thank everybody that came through.
No, it'll be next week. No, this will be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it should be, because December 1st is next. No, is it this coming Monday?
No, we haven't even hit December yet. And the first Sunday will be the 4th.
I can't do math, guys.
It's okay. You can do makeup.
Thank you so much.
I think. I'm not really sure.
Oh, baby, your stigmatism's kicking in. I really do think you. Is there a way they can donate financially?
Absolutely. So if you go to at DubXL Comedy, on Instagram or on Facebook, you look us up. There we have a link to our regular website. You can donate directly through the website. or you can donate just by showing up to the show. You can bring something there if you want to, or you can even look up St. PJ's Children's Home on Google and just go directly to them if you don't feel comfortable doing it through us. Because our plan is, even if they didn't know. So what I was going to end up doing anyways was donating to them afterwards regardless. Like, they can't really tell me no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't tell me I can't, help out and donate. Like, the worst they could say is we can't be there. And we're still going to be doing that. And then plus, the next big news is that they invited. They want to know if comics or anybody that's out there that has helped supported want to show up and help wrapping. It doesn't have to be the gifts that we donated, but wrapping Christmas presents and taking pictures and even like kind of doing like a small show for the employees and another one for the kids.
That's so cute.
Yeah, so they offered that, and they want to even do like some sort of relationship with the comics even afterwards.
That's so important to like give back to the community. Like, it's very impactful. Like, when I was younger, it's not the same situation, but it was kind of similar. When I was little, so I lived with my grandparents because my mom was in jail all of my most of my childhood. I think
Explains
she went
a
when
lot.
I was in fuck off. I think it was when I was in primary school or something. I don't know, but my grandparents got custody of me. And
Did you say primary school? Or are you British? Is it like
no, bitch. I'm from a small town, so there was kindergarten, primary, elementary. No, yeah, primary, elementary, middle school, and high school.
I've never heard of primary.
Yeah, because they were separate buildings. Like, our schools were separate buildings.
Okay.
That's why. But anyway, no. Yeah. So because of that, like, my grandpa was doing everything, and he worked for Zachary. So I mean, he was able to pay the bills. But like, sometimes Christmas wouldn't be like extravagant. But it's also that's not here nor there, because I'm not very materialistic about that. I am about clothes, but that's because I'm purchasing them. But so we went to this place, which was where apparently they were giving Christmas presents to people whose parents couldn't be with them for Christmas.
I like
and stuff
that.
like that.
I like
and
that.
so it was like always kind of had a lasting impact. So I, as somebody who has received presents that had been donated or gifted through an organization similar, it's kind of similar, not really, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It really does mean a lot. And it, like, even if it's just a temporary situation, it's just, nobody deserves to be like upset on Christmas.
No. Not just Christmas, but just throughout any kind of time.
Yeah.
Like, Christmas, it usually hits people hard on Christmas. I believe that just because it's like, it's in your face that like, oh, let's be together. And sometimes we're either forced or not allowed, or just not allowed to be in a situation where we could be with the ones that we care about.
Yeah.
Or you just have recently lost somebody, or you're in another town, whatever it may be. And that's what, like, loneliness hits you when it comes to your face a lot.
Yeah.
And I think for the most part, most people can handle loneliness if they're just constantly working and throwing themselves into some sort of like busy work.
Us.
Yay. Yeah. But man, I just made myself cry a little. But I think just like being reminded that there are people there that care, or there are that, like, you're not alone in that situation. And then there's always somebody that wants to help.
No, honestly.
Always. Like, you can just, I say this about a lot of things. You can Google anything. It's free information.
Honestly.
You will find somebody that you can help, or you'll find somebody that wants to help you.
No, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness. Who thought that this would be the episode that gets emotional and real? But
I know I did.
It's so true. Like, and so even if you can't go to the show, if you live in another state, I know we have viewers. Doesn't have to be a lot of money, like $5, $10, maybe even less than that. Just Cash App them. Do you know the Cash App?
You can. I'm
Cash
not
App
gonna want to do any Cash App just because I don't want people feeling uncomfortable about
get
it.
that.
You know what I mean?
If you can show up,
You can-
donate
yeah,
money,
yeah, you
donate
can donate your
toys,
card.
even if you don't want to go to a stand-up comedy show, or you don't, just say, here, this is for this, and just
Yeah.
give them. It doesn't take a lot. My grandma used to, because the police station in Floresville would always take toy donations for their Santa drive, and so my grandma would just go to Dollar Tree, spend like $20, buy a bunch of little things. You don't have to get any like one good thing, just a lot of little things, especially like since it's toiletry items.
Yeah.
That's easy.
Yeah. But if you do have any questions or anything like that, you guys can always reach out to me. It's at Vic Mendoza Comedy. That's on literally everything possible except for Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah.
That one's private.
No, I don't get on Twitter enough to check it.
I have
or
mine.
Snapchat, to be fair.
Oh, I love Snapchat. I have Snapchat's for the chaos that I can't like show on Facebook.
I thought it was for the sucios.
Oh, bitch! I tried. Nobody wanted that. I'm the only person that could leak my nudes and or like give it to somebody who would leak it, and they'd be like, "No, we're good."
Yeah, we have a few already.
Okay. What was it now? Oh my goodness.
What else?
Other than comedy, what have you been up to?
Other than comedy,
How long have you been doing comedy, by the way?
I am creeping up. So with the ADHD, I lose time. So I'm either creeping up on my 3rd year or I'm in the middle on my way there to the 4th.
I cheated when I started drag because I was 19, but in like a month I was turning 20. So it's always the year of my birth is how many the number is how many years I've been doing it.
Also, when I started, the pandemic happened like right away.
Oh shit! I didn't know you were that new because I met you when you started then.
Yeah. You literally.
I want to say I think I met you at the Roxy.
But yeah, sounds about right. That was right after. Right when they started kind of like clearing things out a little bit. No, we were still mid-pandemic. It was just the Roxy didn't care about rules.
And now they're closed.
And now they're closed. They're in Vegas, though, so rules don't matter there either.
Okay.
They're great, though. Shout out to you.
No,
they are.
No, I'll say no because he got mad at me because I told him, like, he was complaining about wearing a mask. And I was like, it's a uniform. You don't complain about the uniform. You need to work. Because he was complaining about wearing it there. And I was like, that's stupid. And he got mad and blocked me. It's like, I think
petty.
There's no reason to complain about something you can't change.
No. Well, I was giving them, they were nice to me.
They were nice to me too, and I did love them, and I appreciate. That was my favorite show to ever do. That was my favorite venue.
I did like that, like round, like you can kind of like circle around and talk to them about a few things.
The technical capabilities and the things that we were planning on doing that we never got to was insane. We were planning a whole drag show with multimedia and staging and lighting, and it would have been so cool. But
yeah.
Oh, well, such is life. So, back to you.
Back to me. Other things that I'm working on, I'm kind of doing some, I guess you can call it like a little passion project or whatever, but I started a YouTube channel.
It's great.
He
plays games. That stupid one in the house where you clean just to find out what happens if you did it wrong made me angry because I was like, fuck this.
And it was funny. For Thanksgiving, my nephew and my brother wanted to rewatch them or wanted to watch them next to me. And I know I'm like this already where I'm very like expressionless sometimes. During like the jump scare moments, there was one where I repeated it and slowed it down. Even then, like my mouth opened up and I got scared. But even then, in my eyes, I looked like I didn't care at all.
What's the Botox?
Yeah, that's really what it is. These are natural cheekbones. Don't you dare.
Okay. Same.
Yeah. But it was just funny to watch like... It looks fake. That it looks like I'm not actually scared, and I'm like, I kind of get what people say when they're like, I don't get you, I can't read you. Now rewatching that, I'm either going to have to explain the stone face thing, so I'm thinking like, try not to laugh challenge, and just kind of like try to stay stone faced as much as I can.
Bitch, let's fucking do it.
Yeah. Or just kind of just doing a video, just explaining like this is kind of like how it's gonna be. I did do some marketing, or not marketing, but I did kind of like play with I'm a stone-faced silly man. Like, yeah, I do look serious all the time, but I do joke around a lot too. And sorry, that's just how I am. So I play with it a little bit, even with like doing comedy. Like it does throw some people off sometimes because it makes it more unexpected with what's going to be said next.
Oh, it's great. I love it.
Yeah.
I think you're hilarious.
Thank you. You too, by the way.
Thank you so much.
But yeah, so there's that. But like, I do want to work on it a little. At least like, what is? I think it was Tyra Banks. She calls it smizing, right?
Oh yeah.
Right. So I want to do. I do want to practice that, like, not just like for the camera, but for like leading into a joke where kind of like this is about to be funny, guys. Like I do want to work on it. It's just we're looking
I love
at like
the fact that you're not like and then I think it's so much funnier because you're like you have no idea what's gonna happen and you can't tell where your story's about to go. Whereas when people do that, I feel like okay, something's about to be ridiculous.
Every day, I want to work on something. Like, I want to do that grow 1% type thing every day.
Love.
Right? So, not necessarily changing the expression, because that's just, I can't fix who I am. And we're talking 35 years of, like, I don't know. When I was a kid, maybe I watched something die in front of me, and now it's just scarred, and I, like, subconsciously hide it. Whatever it is, that's just how I am, who I am. But like I've been told a couple times, like, you need energy. I'm like, this is the most you get. Like, I have ADHD and I take stimulants in the morning. Like,
See, and that's what's
like
wild,
I still
though.
like, this is me.
Because I like the stereotypical ADHD. I have the combined form of ADD and ADHD.
Right.
Before it was like a regular diagnosis. They diagnosed it with me because at first they thought it was autism because my handwriting's so bad.
Yeah.
And then they thought it was dyslexia. And then we went and like, whoa, ADD and ADHD. Fuck yeah. But I'm
Dude.
like, whoa, all the time.
And so I just have like the quiet. Just the ADD is really what it was called. But now because of my ADHD, I can't remember what it's actually called anymore, and words just disappear. But
It's hard.
I have like, it's not hyperactive outside, but it's hyperactive inside.
Oh, your mind won't shut up.
No, never. So it's like 11 streams of like thought just constantly rolling through.
Baby.
So, it's either like staying up late or just trouble like trying to get a thought across. Even with meds, like it's still, they're just kind of more like moving straighter than before, other than like just kind of jumbling around. So I really wanted to not just depend on meds, but kind of conquer all that too.
Kind of same. I know the medicine I took when I was in middle school was called Strattera. And
Oh, yeah.
it made me a zombie because
Yeah.
I don't remember the month I was on it.
Ritalin.
They said I was like, well, they didn't want something as severe as Ritalin,
Yeah.
and that's why they chose Strattera because they'd heard about the bad effects of Ritalin.
Mhm.
I don't know what they are, but I know that it does some fucked up shit to your body. But so they said I would do whatever task I was told to do, and then I would sit there when I was done until somebody would tell me something else to do. I don't remember any of that, but they said we'd rather have you have bad grades and have a personality than be perfect and
Yeah.
a zombie.
So when I talk about ADHD, so I do a lot of I do podcasts
And TikToks.
and TikToks, several different like discussions about ADHD. I did kind of draw back from it a little bit because I'm noticing there is kind of like I don't know how to put it, like there's like an epidemic out there of the overusage of the drugs that the stimulants that people get prescribed, and there's a lot of problems people actually controlling that. So the reason I pulled back as far as I have so far, like recently, is because I'm not trying to just convince people, oh, you have ADHD, go get your I want to be able to send the message of like, first of all, practicing the proper usage of your medication, and two, how to actually get through the rest of your day with or without it. So one of the things I always tell people is like, you subconsciously will be doing like your own little like defense. You know what I mean? Even before diagnosis. Like for me, for instance, like I always need noise when I'm trying to work or study, or I need someone around, which is called body doubling. And I always had to set myself up in that. Now that I'm conscious about it, I got diagnosed right before the pandemic as well, like 32 or 31 years old. So
You really said, huh,
yeah.
ADD, huh? I should do comedy.
Well, I've always wanted to. I mean, I've always wanted to do it. It's just hard to, focus at the time.
If you Google how to be a stand-up comic, there's really no help.
No.
If you YouTube it, there's no help too, because before I did,
Yeah.
every gig I got was serendipitous because that people were at the Roxy, which is why I will be forever grateful for that opportunity.
We all met each other that way, right?
Yeah. But like, I didn't know anything about how the open mic system worked. It's it has a lot of parallels to drag, whereas if you want to start drag, it's so hard until you know somebody who's in the scene. Comedy's the same way.
Yeah. I like that with entertainment. There's going to be some like parallels, but then there's also definitely a difference. With the like just doing the open mics though, just getting to open mics, that's not even like, that's just step one. You know what I mean? And then, then you get to wanting to write, and then you want to learn cadence, and then that's if you want to do it right. You know what I mean? For me, I always felt like there wasn't enough help for that. So I looked in other directions sometimes. I looked at the psychology of theater sometimes.
That's what I went to school for.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have guessed, he
Fuck
said
off.
sarcastically.
I dropped out, bitch. I took the theater classes and didn't do the basics and was like, you don't need a degree in theater.
That's kind of true.
You just got to be good.
That's also true. You just got to be good. I mean, you could imagine too, I always think of what's his name? Nick Offerman from Parks and Rec.
Oh, yes.
He's known as this like hard ass to some people, but I was like, he was in theater. You know what I mean? Like,
It's a conscious choice, but I think it's great whenever actors use something that comes naturally to them and are able to make it a character choice that works.
I always feel in comedy that always feels to me like that's the best. Like, you know, Larry the Cable Guy, congratulations to the success he had. There's always that like, well, that's not him. You know what I mean? It's not actually him. Maybe there is some in there, but
I think we reveal ourselves in comedy with just a heightened sense.
Yeah.
Or we amplify a part of our personality.
True. For me, nothing started getting really good for me until I started to actually open up to myself in comedy. Then it became therapy to where, you know, I do, with ADHD, I do have to have systems in place. So now I have something where, like, every first Monday of the month, I get an alarm on my phone that says, go write 5 or 6 things about yourself.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and they don't have to be funny things. That's just go write 5 or 6 things about yourself, and half of them you better hate. And then, you know, then I get to this thing where I have like my own system of writing where I can do it off of just like a word or something like that.
Okay.
And I take that system and apply the things about myself. And then, you know, then I start getting like, oh, okay, it's either getting emotional or just not being able to find the funny sometimes. But then you will, like, working it out. That's the whole thing. But once I started to do that, that's when the relatability comes through and like that connection with the crowd and all that stuff. That stuff that's actually, for me, which I find very important in stand-up comedy or any kind of entertainment, is that connection with the audience. Yeah. That's what led me to wanting to do the YouTube channel and doing podcasts more often, so that I am getting interviewed, right? And I'm actually learning that stuff about myself because the questions are being prompted more often.
No, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I love about it. Or playing video games, because that's how I got through my life. I didn't socialize. Even now, like, if you see me sometimes, you'll see me just hermit away into the corner.
Oh, yeah, the first time I met you, I thought you didn't like me.
Yeah, a lot of people think that. And it's just, it's
like,
hard for me to have a conversation sometimes. But
it's also one of those things of, it's not even like a person-to-person thing. It's a what I look like versus what you looked like.
Yeah.
And no stereotype most of the time. You've seen a lot of comics react to this.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, fuck. What the fuck? And so I'm used to it from people who I'm like, they don't have to get it, but they'll get it.
Yeah. That's kind of getting through that first wall, you know?
Yeah, I'm like, they'll understand once they see stuff.
And then when people get to know me, they're like, oh, he's a teddy bear.
Yeah, I know, he's very sweet.
Yeah, I am. I'm so sweet. I match the cheekbones.
He hits me when we aren't rolling.
Yeah. And I roll when I hit her.
Oh, my God. Just his ankle. See, like, I like writing, but when it comes to, because English is one of my favorite things. I wanted to be an English teacher, and then I was like, no, I'll be a musician. And I was like, oh, I'm better at faking being a good actor than a musician, which is why I went to theater. But when it comes to, like, writing essays are my favorite thing to do.
You should blog.
No.
Or write a book.
I thought about it because it's easy.
Yeah.
Like, I can
For
talk
you,
for hours.
Yeah.
No, and that's why they're like, it's hard. I'm like, bitch, I make up shit all the time. Look at this gig.
Yeah.
Every look I have has a story.
Yeah.
Like, this is very much the sister to the Mom and Matilda.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's or like Vegas hooker, but she's in her 40s and just got her hair done.
Well, if I saw somebody dressed like that, like at a party or an event, I would avoid that person.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
It's kind of tacky and kind of loud, but you know me, and that's kind of That's kind of, everything has to be very glam but slightly tacky.
Right.
Those people when I walked in with that short ass dress, that was great.
At the Rebecca Creek show?
Yeah. Last week Pat was like, "Are you gonna wear pants with that?" And I was like, "No, it's a dress. My pussy's out, but it's a dress."
You could hear the slapping as you walk by.
You can see my clit, but it's a dress.
Yeah.
What was I saying?
Who knows?
Some shit. Oh, he's nice.
Yeah, he is.
But no, I completely understand. Like before I had official ADHD, I'm a fidgeter. So like we would be in church and my leg would just be going, or I just have to have some sort of movement.
Yeah.
I also have an aversion to like if the fan's going creepy, slow. I don't know why it fucks me up and fucks with my anxiety.
Oh, you gotta watch it sometimes?
No, I need it to go faster or not at all. That little slow thing makes me anxious. I don't know why.
So I use this. This is it's just a hair
I was
tie.
gonna ask why you have a hair tie when you don't got that kind of hair.
It's for fidgeting.
Okay.
It's exactly what it's for. And I can always like kind of hide it under the table, or you know what I mean. I usually am not afraid to talk about it. You know what I mean. It's just the hair tie.
See, that's
but
stunning though.
they're cheap. You know what I mean, and you can just spin it. And I can actually have a conversation sometimes, because sometimes your mind wants to.
Oh,
It has nothing to do with like I find you boring, or maybe that's what it is. But my brain finds you boring. But I want to engage in a conversation, and in order to shut that part of your brain up, you just got to do something, or you know, you need to be in a crowd so that way, like you're focused on that side with part of your brain. But now I can actually like. It's hard to explain sometimes, but
no, I get that. Whenever I like, my thing is music.
yeah.
I like listening to music because it helps me do physical things, like when I'm sewing, which is why I don't have a TV in my room, because I need to listen to something, just background noise, so I can do stuff. Because if I have a TV, I'm focused on the visual.
Yeah.
Whereas now that I have wireless headphones, I know they've been out for a minute, but I'm late to everything.
Right.
Now that I have wireless headphones, I can have my phone playing something in the other room and focus on what I'm doing. And I've been making much better quality costumes, and I'm like, oh my god!
I was gonna ask, like, do you make like
Most of them. This one I didn't. I'm trying to think. Did I? I didn't make the one with Natasha's episode. Bunny's episode I made. Devin's episode I made. Tundra's episode I made. But this one's Fashion Nova, and then the one from Natasha was Fashion Nova as well. If I forgot anyone. Oh, and Michelle. I made the. I made the one with Chona, and I made the coat with Michelle, but not the leotard. That was made by somebody else.
how colorful?
Yeah. No, I do it because I'm poor.
Fair.
And because also nobody's really ever made anything that fit me how I wanted it to. Because I have a very unique shaped body. I love how I look in drag, but it's kind of hard to like, if they're not there making it on you or measuring you exactly, it's never gonna fit right.
Did you ever do drag like before it was cool? I mean, like in the early, like in the 90s or
No,
something?
bitch, I'm not that old. How dare you? I'm younger than you.
Are you really?
How old do you think I am?
I thought you were at least my age exactly.
No, bitch, I'm 28.
Really?
Yeah, I was
It's not
born
that
in
much- It's not that
94.
far. It's not
No,
that
I
far.
know, but I'm like, I started drag in.
It's kind of hard to tell with the costume.
Honestly, no, I do look older in drag, but that's also the makeup thing.
Fair.
But what was it? No, I started drag in like 2014, whatever 8 years away from today was, or
Sure.
this year.
Whatever that is.
I can't do math.
Mathing.
I can't wait to hear about that. But no.
Is your aunt's going to be mad at that too? Cause
This is not that episode.
Oh, okay. Like, not only was she sucia, but she's stupid too. Ching.
No, I can't. Oh, bitch, I'm white. My aunts don't talk like that.
I know, but I picture my aunts in that situation.
Oh my God, when they watch this.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they will.
You were good, but Miss Piggy was weird.
Yeah.
Creamy.
Yeah. We were wondering when the puppets were coming out.
Oh my God. What was it? The face of the. Because today I hosted brunch because the host lost her voice.
Right.
But she was there. So I hosted in front of my friend who was like a mentor to me. And it was very strange hosting her show while she's there, but in my own style.
Do you feel the judgment from across the room whenever?
It wasn't judgment. It was my own psyching myself out.
Yeah.
Because I respect her so much and I respect the Paramore. Catch me. It's great. I have a bunch of dates coming up. I'll talk about them next week. But it was like I'm appreciative to be in the building. And I was already filling in for somebody on a day I wasn't supposed to work.
Right.
And now I get to host the show of somebody who's like mentored me not since I started, but like, well, since I've been good.
Was it more nerve-wracking or felt honored? Or both?
It was both. Like there was it's not just like, let me go do this show. It was like this is a really big deal for me.
Yeah.
And people might think I'm crazy. I try not to get emotional around people. I don't do emotions in public. It's not my brand. But I am a very emotional person. Even I just don't physically know how to. Years of depression and my way of treatment has kind of prevented me from showing emotion on the outside.
It's called masking.
Yeah. I don't know how to get out of the mask.
I see that.
Yeah, my friends have only seen, like, a few of them have seen me cry, and they were like, oh my God, you're human.
Yeah, that's weird.
But it takes a lot. But no, what was it? Yeah, so because of that, it's kind of, I always feel like I sound disingenuous when I repeat, I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to see you.
Yeah.
And I will repeat it over and over again because it's the only way I can convey that I am actually happy to see someone.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Like, it's like hosting a comedy show. Like, at first I'll be excited, and then after a while, like when I get comfortable, it's just me that I'm comfortable. Like, it doesn't mean that I hate being there. I get back into like my natural mode, and sometimes it'll seem disingenuous. Or I've had conversations with people, even just like on a regular basis, where like they think I'm being a dick to them, and I'm like, no, like I actually what I said was what I meant. Like I didn't, you know what I mean?
Part.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help that I'm kind of sarcastic and love to like
Yeah, there's
read
that
and play
too. We
around
don't know
a
how to
lot.
turn it off.
So it's I guess that since I say things in the same tone, it doesn't.
They can't tell.
One of my favorite moments was the host name is Christy Waters. Hope she comes on sometime. She would have come sometime
get
soon.
your ass
but
out of here.
Her voice is fucked up. So until it gets better, yeah. But we were talking about something. I think it was like drama with my ex, and I needed to tell her, and I was like, I need to have an emotional conversation with you. And I said it just like that.
Mhm.
It's like, I'm going through this, and this, and I'm feeling this, and this way. And this is what's going to happen. And I said it very matter-of-factly because I also used to bottle up, and now I overshare. So if
Yeah.
something's bothering me, even if it's a little, I have to say it or else it'll fester. And I'll get really, I don't get angry, I get annoyed.
Right.
There's only been a few times when I've ever been angry.
Yeah, I could count on my fingers how often I've gotten like I remember most of the times I get angry, and that's a good and a bad thing, I guess. Like where I'm like slamming my hand, you know what I mean? Or
Because
like,
annoyed is much different.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of the same symptoms, but not as much of the
Yeah,
intensity.
usually what I do is I get quiet, just clean.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I use correct grammar and speak perfect because I trip over my words a lot because my brain works faster than my mouth. See past episodes. I didn't. I was watching them and like, that's not what I meant. That's not what I said. Do you do that when you watch stuff of yours? Like, do you have issues expressing yourself?
Absolutely. That's one of the biggest things. It's not like a problem of mine. I think it's just, I guess people are just going to have to get to know that part about me, but I don't struggle. Like I've never really struggled watching them over again, or like when I used to have a podcast, which it was audio only. I know that it was definitely harder, or it could have been easier for some, just because they can't tell that I'm expressionless, but they can hear the, you know what I mean? Like your eyes will mess with you on certain different delivery and stuff like that.
I get that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
So, I don't know. Being expressionless, it's just, I can't force it anymore. I don't want to force expression, even though I mean it. Like, even though the emotion or whatever it is that I actually am feeling it, I can't force it out anymore.
I mean, you can't be someone who's not yourself.
That's
if
right.
That's not you.
Yeah, that's right.
Like,
So,
remember, always be yourself unless you're a horrible person, and then you should change.
just do it by yourself. Like you deserve to be.
Oh, my God.
I think it's just get to know me, I guess. And, you know, and as a comic or entertainer, you can... Like, I always feel like the first 10 years, especially in comedy, like, that's going to be spending time getting the audience to get to know you.
Oh, fuck around.
Yeah.
That's like, this isn't a whole example. This is an exercise in getting able to fuck around and say whatever. So that way then, I did it. What's the point of being shocking anymore? Once you've done it, then you're like, okay, cool, let's move on to something else.
Right.
Like, get it out of your system. If you're
Yeah.
going to be bad, be bad.
Yeah, I think I did
Got
that.
horrible ideas, say them now.
Yeah, I think I did that. I started out with the shock, you know what I mean? Like the shock jock type of person, which a lot of people do that. And it could be judged and made fun of as much as it wants. I'm not saying I support it, but I am saying, like, it's not going to get you far, and you're not going to learn that much about yourself in this field if you do that. So, you know, just kind of focus on yourself. What have you been through? What are you going to go through? What happened yesterday? There's always going to be something to talk about that you can make entertaining again. And that's basically what we do for a living, in a sense.
It's great. I was going to touch on something earlier about how you said you have to, like, connect with your audience.
Yeah.
The biggest secret ever that nobody ever wants to talk about as an entertainer, and this goes for drag too, is even though you look glamorous, or even though you're on a stage in front of them, they have to feel like, on some level, you're one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there has to be that connection. Because it's okay to be the stunning, gorgeous, but you want to be the person that they want to go have a beer with afterwards.
Yeah. That's kind of like one of the things that I like most of the comics or musicians that I've really enjoyed was always kind of one of those, like, I wonder what he's like outside of this, or is he into the same thing or stuff like that, which is why, again, like getting into gaming and reacting to videos and stuff like that, because who doesn't enjoy that stuff? So let's them watching you do the things that you enjoy does create that connection, and you're reaching out to the people that enjoy those same things, right? But like on stage, like I'm sure you've heard it, where one of the first things I do is just kind of like talk about how I feel about myself just aesthetically, because that's the first thing people will notice, right? Like they say the first thing they notice about a comedian as soon as they walk on stage is their confidence level, right? And for one, you probably can't tell with me sometimes. Like I probably look like I hate being up there, and then you see me talking about myself in a sense where it's just like punching down on myself. Mm-hmm. But and then I will just talk about me, and then I'll ask somebody certain questions, or I'll kind of like read the crowd, which is why I studied the psychology of theater to get to that point. Yeah, the crowd work of it, to where you kind of like, I could see that you felt that way before, like that joke I do about being fat shamed. Where I'll ask somebody like, have you been fat shamed? And they'll be like either yes or no, and the answer is always like, well, just happened. And I'll see it.
No, it kills me. That caught me off guard. I loved it.
And then I'll see like the crowd will kind of they'll laugh, or they'll kind of turn against me on that one. But as soon as I go, it sucks, right?
You'll know.
I'm like, man, like, see, that's what I was going through at that time, like. And boom, connection made, and they can kind of feel what I'm about to say next now.
Yeah.
So
plus, then you can kind of know, okay, the audience is gonna like this joke or not this one.
Yeah.
Did you ever study the metaphysical part of theater?
No.
Do you believe in metaphysics?
Yes
like
and
energy
no.
exchanges?
Absolutely. I believe that. I mean, it's called metaphysics because, I mean, like, if you think of just that word alone, meta, meaning that you're aware of it and everyone else is aware of it. Doesn't necessarily mean that, like, we're Care Bears and we're shooting energy off of each other. Energy exchange is literally just a conversation sometimes, and how it tires people out or how it energizes people. The metaphysics of comedy or theater, never read anything on it, but I can kind of picture it. I mean, I've thought about it before.
I'm really big into it just because it makes so much sense to me. It's basically like the audience is giving you energy because they want to be receptive, and you're matching that energy, and it makes you a better performer and stronger. Whereas you've done shows like the one I saw you at, where after the show, you probably felt some sort, and I'm just speculating, but I can ask, you felt some sort of exhaustion or extra tired more than you normally would have.
Right.
Because the audience wasn't receptive to the energy, so you were generating it like a battery by yourself and giving everything.
Right.
And since they weren't matching you, you didn't have anything to bounce off of.
Right.
And that's the metaphysics of theater, is if they're not receptive to what you're trying to project, you will tire yourself out doing what you have to do. And yeah, it's like, so I'm very big on that.
That makes a lot of sense, because if you have some sort of, like, I guess it's kind of like now that crowd has become like a self-sustaining energy source between you and the other person back and forth.
And then you can go and feel like energized and have that after show high, because everyone's it mashes and works out.
And you use less. I like that. It's like wind power.
Oh yeah, no. I just love it because it really is a physical energy that I can feel.
Yeah.
Like I can feel it all over my chest like a Care Bear. I know it's weird.
You like that reference though.
And I never even saw the Care Bears. My drag friend who I keep giving her random promotions, but it's because if we get to 500 subscribers, we're going to do the Hot Ones Challenge. So it's going to be me and her eating hot wings. Her name's Diablo. Love her so much. She did a Care Bear look. But like she had to be, you know what Care Bears look like.
Yeah.
She had the little nubs. Like her hands were sewn inside this nubs.
No.
And then she had her heels on, and then she zipped up from here to here, and because she has nubs, she can't get out of it by herself. And if she falls over, she's kind of stuck. And it's
so she's like a fuzzy gimp suit.
No, literally. And she went to perform in it, and somebody went to tip her, and she had the audacity to look at her hands and look at her and went, oh.
Get an assistant.
It was great. It was iconic. Sorry.
No, you're
Random
fine.
thought, but it was such a stunning look, but it was just like, this is impractical. I fucking love drag.
Sure.
It's stupid. Drag is Heidi Klum dressed as a worm. That's drag.
Drag? I don't really. I mean, I used to work at a place where it was very like do whatever you want type place. It was a strip club where like I do a joke about it, and I know you've heard it.
I thought you were joking.
No, none of that place is real.
Is it still open?
Not at all. And it has nothing to do with like the type of environment it was. It was just kind of like poorly ran. But like it started out like people know about the two clubs that it was before at one place. It used to be called 24K, and then it was called Club Onyx, and then it became Encounters. And then they started, kind of opening up to like, well, we have all types of people in San Antonio, and it's always been that way. San Antonio has always been open to it. And the reason I make that joke is because being in that environment, like seeing that it was already like, hey, this is cool. Like nobody seems to like really care, right? And then I'll do that that Caitlyn Jenner joke, where I'm like this before she came out and was like, people, this is a problem. Like nobody really thought it was a problem, and that's why I say that because I was like, that's kind of true. Like nobody did care. Everybody did love each other. Like drags never like shocked me or like never like, oh, that's so weird. I was just kind of like, that's cool. Like it looks like a lot of hard work. Like to me, I just kind of see the work into it and I'm exhausted by it.
Thank God. Honey.
Like I see the work that you put into it, and I just the only reason I don't do it is because I know like it takes me like 10 to 15 minutes to get ready, and I'm okay with that. I'll leave it at that.
I got off work at 7 a.m. and had my makeup done by 9:45. Was not dressed. Left. Got to the gig at 11. Started getting ready, like body and everything by 11:15. And was fully ready at 12.
I'd cry.
Like that, nails, pads, everything.
And it's gotta take you longer than it would for like a woman that puts on just like a regular like that much amount of makeup. Like the same.
I can probably, if we were getting ready together, if I had to, I could beat her.
You think so?
Yeah, with the times. I can paint by numbers and go quick. Today I was
paint by numbers?
No, it really is. Everything goes in the same place. Once you know your face shape, like your base should never change.
Fair.
Just the intensity. So like today I'm a lot more intense than I normally would be.
Sure.
And same with my eyes. But this is like one of my go-tos, my staples. The only thing different is this part. I saw a Pinterest thing and got excited.
Understood.
Because I don't really do pink eyeshadow ever, but I'm playing with it. We're being brave. But no.
It's very Caitlyn Jenner of you.
Oh, bitch. Fuck her. Fuck her. I hate her.
Yeah, most people should.
But that's such a cunt. Like, how are you going to talk about women in sports? Then give up your things. Give up your awards.
That too.
Like, so ridiculous. She's such an idiot, and she's not a representative of the trans community. Being part of the trans community, I think it is not, like, no, she doesn't represent us.
It's just another rich white lady.
Republican.
Like, yeah.
Rich white Republican.
Well, it's just the rich part kind of made her that way.
Ugh. And a murderer.
Fair. That's true. And nobody batted an eye. So brave, killing somebody in front of everyone.
I can make a joke about this right now. Let me think about it.
Take your time. Who, what, when, where, why.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so Laura Bush, Matthew Broderick, and Caitlyn Jenner show up at a parking lot.
Okay.
And the crowd was astounded at how realistic the demolition derby looked.
Fair.
I'm an icon.
There you go.
We love dated references.
Add
here.
laugh track.
Okay, bitch, no, I don't even do that myself. They get a Genie Blink. They're not getting any over video stuff or anything. They don't even get full quality, not until I pay for the thing. What was it? Oh, my God.
You okay?
Yeah.
Okay,
good. Just had an orgasm. See, this is why I can't do family-friendly shows. I probably could, but, like, I don't know. I feel weird.
Just add cat ears.
I did.
Now you look like an e-girl.
I did. Aw, bunny. I did tell Christy before I left, this needs a big pink bow on my head.
There you go.
And it would complete the look. So between now and my shows tonight, I'm getting a big pink bow.
There you go.
Because it would make sense. It would make it look more together.
Something needs to be on top. It's not
exactly.
a halo.
Well, mer. Do you do any impressions?
No, maybe like just regular conversation, but I don't do any impressions on stage.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not great at them actually.
I don't do them on stage. I just do them like talking about our friends or stuff.
Yeah, like I've done like the Trump where I'm like I do the greatest comedy shows, but like I don't really like go for an impression. I know we have a couple friends that do. Not that I'm going to say that they're hacky, because sometimes I do think sometimes they're hacky. The one thing I want to say about impressions is that it's a great writing exercise to pretend to be someone else for a little while. Like, just say, like, picture yourself as Rodney Dangerfield and write your material or write material as if you were him, and then see if it transfers to you. That was like a writing exercise I used to do when I first started. but I don't do it anymore.
I do that, but with Joan Rivers all the time.
There you go. Actually, I could see that.
My favorite.
Cousin Berto, huge fan. I think does the same thing.
Love him.
Yeah.
He's coming soon, sometime, whatever his schedule allows.
Gross.
The time we were gonna do it, he almost died because he got sick, but so did I. So we were good.
Yeah, that's right. I remember when both of y'all were sick, actually. So.
It was a nightmare. Having to cancel things drives me up a fucking wall. Because I had to cancel filming, but I sure did 2 shows that day.
I low-key am always relieved when something gets canceled, especially when it was out of your control.
Oh, that's fine. Well, yeah, that's fine. But if I have to cancel, I hate it because I've always been the girl that if, hey, we need somebody, can you be here quickly? And that's where my quick drag came from. Like being able to do it. I can do a 20-minute face and look decent. I could do a 30-minute face and look like this.
Is it like just like a spray?
No, I fucking wish. Actually, go on my Instagram. There's a video of me at Paramore. I was running very late, and I think it's 32 minutes. And it shows me barefaced. I shave and do my whole face in 32 minutes.
Really?
Yep. And it's not like sped up or anything. It's because it was alive and I just saved it. I was like, see, ladies, if I can do it, y'all can do it. And I do fucking geometry on my face.
Yeah, but you don't have like someone in the background like, are you done yet?
Oh, that's part of the ADD thing. I can't get ready around people because then I don't know if you feel this way, but because it's all different.
Yeah.
But I feel like if I'm getting ready around somebody and they want to have a conversation, I feel rude not being able to give them enough attention. So I'll rush my face so I can get done so I can talk to them. Which is why I like getting ready by myself or doing most of my detailed work with headphones on or by myself.
I get too easily distracted by everything already as it is. I think having somebody there to talk to me to the side sometimes will keep me focused. It'll keep me from like walking away.
Oh, no. See, I will sit there and I can't leave until it's done.
Oh, yeah.
And I do everything pretty much the same way every time, like same steps.
Yeah.
Just
you ever get in like waiting mode where like you know something's coming up and you got ready early and instead of like doing something else to kind of like fill the time,
maybe I always run late.
You just kind of like.
I mean, for big events, yeah, but I'm never because of the way my anxiety works. It makes me feel better to be prepared, like I'm ready.
Yeah.
Because Christy I used to work at a Latin bar called Bobbio's, and if you made her angry or upset or some reason, she would make the lineup, but maybe you were last, she'd just call you next. And whether you were ready or not, you had to go. And so because of that, as soon as I get off stage, I change.
I have always done better in that situation.
Not the same if you have to be in costumes and hair and stuff.
Fair.
And she knows you're not, like she saw you just putting your hips on. And then, like, bringing it to the stage, you're like, oh, fuck. And you have to get it together really quickly.
That's like a normal thing to say, right? Just putting your hips on.
Okay, yeah. Honestly, one at a time.
Like when people grab the moon and pull it down.
Don't you hate when you take your bra off and your tits fall out?
I do.
Hit the floor. So where can we find you on social media?
Nowhere. You can find me on Instagram, Vic Mendoza Comedy, which is the same thing on YouTube, TikTok. On Facebook, it's just Victor Mendoza. If you type in just Victor Mendoza, you will find another guy who is a vibraphonist. What I want you to do is block him, and then you follow me afterwards.
I think that means you need to pick up the vibraphone and be better at it than him, so you'll be the first one that pops up.
With ADHD, you know I will be.
Oh, yeah. Bitch, if you Google me, I pop up. It is my favorite thing. Yeah.
But again, I do have the YouTube channel. Just started that off not too long ago, probably like a month ago.
It's great. Y'all need to subscribe. I love it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I actually just got a message on Instagram this morning, somebody telling me that they were kind of having like a down week. And I'm going to downplay how the message went, but they were having a really bad week, and they watched a couple of the videos, and it just kind of like helped them get through those few hours, like background noise and stuff like that, and just like the funny things and the random positivity that I apparently do. And they were just grateful that they found me on Instagram, messaged me, and as creepy as that sounds, I was very appreciative.
It's very sweet.
No, it's very sweet. It was very sweet. That made my morning. You know what I mean? And because even then, like the reason I even have that channel was because I found someone doing something similar while I was going through something. I didn't think it would happen that fast with just like whatever, like 116 subscribers now. But somebody already found it, and somebody already went through that, and that's already like that's why I'm doing this.
Stunning, as
right?
you should.
And that was really nice.
Well, about his YouTube, I started following him because I was like, well, let me be a good friend.
Right.
And then I watched the videos and I was like, oh no, these are actually good. Like I actually enjoy these.
It's I enjoy editing, like the editing part of it, where I like, when you go through something like that and you just say whatever, you know what I mean? You don't remember sometimes, so it's like hearing,
Baby.
right? You don't hear like I get to hear like what I said. And I'm like, that was funny, and learning like the emphasis part of it, making it funnier for yourself. That's been a lot of fun to do. The games that I've been playing like have been the most obscure indie games that I could find. And
see, most of them are the ones that I enjoy.
Yeah, that's always like I just did Siren Head, which was I saw it as a short film like years ago, and somebody made a video game on it, and I was like, I gotta play this, and it was. The whole game was like me finishing it was luck. It had to have been like glitches and luck and all that, but right, because they're indie games, they're not fully developed yet. But it was still like so much fun to play and just watch through a lot of that and hearing myself like telling it to shut up or like how I react through scary situations. Like, I use comedy to comfort myself even, and it's always kind of like fun to even learn that about yourself. Because I went and got like really good headphones because I knew I was going to be doing a lot of these scary games, and I'll be playing them on purpose, like past midnight, with like very little lighting. And you know what I mean?
I started doing the thing where I will watch movies with my headphones, like my wireless headphones, just because laptop speakers. Sometimes they're loud, and sometimes they're not, and I was tired of it, so I use my headphones. Baby, I'm hearing a whole new soundscape that I never heard before. These movies are fucking me up. And then I take it off and I'm like, was that in the movie or was that in
Right. I did the same thing recently too. And then like it messes with you psychologically sometimes, especially like right afterwards where like my light went out in my apartment where it like starts to flicker and I'm like, I don't like that situation at all.
Not.
So, I'm damaging myself more psychologically, but I'm having fun doing it.
As you should. I live in the middle of the woods, so if somebody's going to come kill me, they're gonna.
I'm not coming over ever. Just because of that.
It's great. Everyone's scary. But, yes. December 11th?
December 11th will be
Upstage Comedy Lounge.
Yeah, it's called The Gift of Laughter, a comedy toy drive event for St. PJ's Children's
Please help. Donate as you can. Money, toiletry items, toys, stuff for teenagers, no weapons, not even fake ones. I
will send you a link so that way you can share
that. I'll put in the thing. Make sure you, even if you can't attend, please share the event because they might know somebody who can or it might be interested. It's such a good cause. And
it would mean a lot.
Yeah.
It would mean a lot.
It's I think that this is a really great thing that's happening, which is like, love it. I love it. I love it. We as entertainers need to give back to the community. And I instilled this in my drag daughters because we're not brain surgeons. We're not doing anything great for the world. Yes, comedy is the best medicine. And yes, we are performing a form of escapism.
Right.
But I think that in order to have the community support, you need to support the community.
Right.
And do some sort of charitable endeavor just in general, not because of look what I did, because but just because you should. It's good to give back.
Right. You have a
rant.
gift, you have an ability, and you have an opportunity now.
Yeah.
You are opening a lot of doors for yourself that some people may or may not be able to see, and I think that's just one of them. That's one of them.
Yeah.
In order to give back. You know what I mean? Like, just like the message that somebody sent me, like, I didn't intend on that. It's something that hit me at one point, but it was something that, like, you don't think about that. You're more like, oh, I got to make another video, I got to edit, I need to put it out in a certain way, and I want to do that. That's what your mind is wrapped around sometimes, and you forget that the things that we do, like how funny you are during your shows, like, you forget that, like, somebody needed that laughter.
Oh, no, exactly. I think it is really great and honest work, and it really helps a lot of people, especially during the panoramic when a lot of people need comedy as an escape.
The plague.
If you can make somebody belly gut laugh where they're crying, because you never know what they're going through.
Yeah.
But you can follow me on Instagram at The Bubble Babe and on TikTok, The Bubble Babe, where you can see little recaps or little tidbits from our episodes. We are counting down to the end of season 1. I am only doing 10 episodes for this season, and then we're going to take a little month break so I can get my shit together, and then we will reconvene in March. So it's not the end yet, but I'm just letting you know that's what I'm planning on doing because...
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you so much. I can't believe that we've been doing this for so long. If my math is right, this is episode 7.
Mine isn't right. I wouldn't know.
Okay, but I'm pretty sure. I don't know. 7 or 8. But the final episode will be on like the week of Christmas.
Oh, that's cool.
Think. Yeah, no, it's perfect to end the new year, like in this year, perfectly how I wanted it. But thank you for all who have been watching.
Absolutely.
I am very, very appreciative because this is my passion project and this is my baby, and I have so much fun getting to do this and talk mess, even if it goes a little off the rails. I do want to do more serious interviews where it is still comedy based, but we get into some real shit. And maybe I'll tell more about my tragic backstory, which isn't a joke. It is tragic. I just don't like talking about it.
No, that's fair. Yeah.
Haha.
Take your time on that
Like-
one. We can talk about the type of memory foam you use for your
Oh,
tits.
bitch, fuck off. Oh my God. Because they'll never forget you. Anyway, if you have anything hateful or negative to say about this
Also in the
episode at
comments,
all.
engagement counts.
Oh, no, not the comments. Send me a donation to Cash App or Venmo at the Bubble Babe 6969 so you know it's having a good time. And I will read your comment on the pod. But yeah. Bye, my darlings. I love you so
Bye, darlings.
much. Oh, goodbye.